What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Final Whistle. Special announcement today.
Yep.
As you can probably tell by whatever you clicked on, it doesn't say episode 70. Last episode was episode 69. Nice. Doing something new. We have branched out. You know, a lot of. I had a thought of, this is a podcast where we like to talk football. And I feel like sometimes we talk a lot of Steelers football. And if you're not a Steelers fan, you're probably like, I don't want to listen to this. So, as two Steelers fans ourselves, we came up with the idea. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, welcome to the Final Whistle. First down.
Let's go.
New Steelers show we'll be doing. This is primarily a Steelers show. So if you're just going to watch the other Final Whistle, that's going to be your NFL content. It's going to be your everything else content. This is going to be our primary Steelers show. Welcome to the Final Whistle. First down. All right, Nate. We got a lot to talk about.
This is going to be a long one.
Season. Yeah.
And I'm excited about this. I love this branching out. The NFL content will stay. Yeah. We're going to have, I think you have some more people possibly doing other stuff you were saying about doing.
Yeah.
Love this. I love the new graphic. I love the rebranding.
First down.
First down. So this is going to be our special Steelers preview. We did this a year ago for our first, I think, ever episode. So it's cool. It's been now a year of doing this. Yeah. Now we're branching out to doing different episodes, but it's a completely different Steeler team. So this is late night first down, you could say, because it's right now 9:30 at night about.
Yes.
And we've never recorded this late. So this is new stuff, special stuff. So we're going to be breaking down the offense, break down the defense, breaking down our thoughts, some award winners on the team, what we think, who's going to be the breakout guys. And then at the end, if you're interested and you're looking at it, you can skip ahead. We're going to go through the entire schedule and pick winners and losers. What our record? We did this earlier in the offseason. I think you were 9-8 and I was 9-8 as well.
Sure. That was before we got Rodgers, though.
Yeah, this was before Rodgers came to town.
But now, Nate, this is the first time we've ever done a Final Whistle episode. Now the Final Whistle first down episode during a live Steelers ball game.
Yeah,
Steelers are putting I wouldn't say it's BTA on the Panthers. They're up by 9 with the football. I can't watch the game in New York. I haven't been able to watch the game. Painful. I don't have the league pass yet. Sunday ticket yet. I'm gonna wait to get that until week 1. But Steelers Panthers currently right now, no starters have played all of this preseason.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? First of all.
So
we haven't seen any starters this preseason.
Yeah, until today. I know Freiermuth had a catch. They were the only starters that I think were not officially playing at all. I think was Watt, Hayward, Rodgers, and Metcalf, if I'm not mistaken.
And those are the guys that don't have to play.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey did supposedly play a little bit, and I missed the first little bit of the first quarter, so I missed Jalen Ramsey today. But it looks like the good news is Derek Harmon got hurt. He was on a cart. And he's sitting on the sideline now wearing a hoodie with TJ and Cam laughing around. Yeah, so I'm hoping Derek Harmon is fine.
I was driving up the Syracuse and I saw it and I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
There's his ACL.
I was playing the new Madden. I'm doing my little Raiders franchise. I look down at my phone. I see Derek Harmon on a cart. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And I didn't hear what the injury. I was assuming if he was on a cart, it was mainly lower body. I'm hoping he's fine because it looked like he was laughing just now with Cam and TJ. With their headsets on. But yeah, preseason's done. I'm excited. I love talking Steelers. First down, episode 1.
Hell yeah.
You want to start with the offense?
Let's do it. Let's get it pulled up here. I mean, do we want to touch preseason before we get into the full offense? Do we just want to talk preseason a little bit? Who stood out to you so far in the preseason?
Yeah, if we want.
Who's been a guy that you've watched this preseason? I've only watched the 2 games. I did not got to watch this game. Me personally, I've been I didn't even believe that Roman Wilson was a real person for a while. I was like, we got scammed. This guy is not even a real human. We never saw him lace up for the Steelers. He ran one route last year and was like, now I was like, what happened to this guy? He's balled out in the preseason.
Bro,
like absolutely.
Make a deep catch.
He's him. Also, another guy we talked about a little bit before, Scotty Miller he's been great. And it's been great. I know we talked a little bit of Rodgers was talking about how he really is excited for Scotty Miller, but I want to hear about a little bit who's been the guy in the preseason that is kind of been on your radar?
Eyeing up.
Yeah.
I agree with the Roman Wilson thing. I went to the second game of the preseason where they lost to the Bucks, but he made that deep catch from Rudolph, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to see Roman Wilson catch a deep ball. They clearly need, we'll get to the offense in a second, but they clearly need Roman Wilson to step up, and he might be a breakout candidate for me. I don't want to spoil my pick. But a guy that I feel weird making this selection here because he's not going to have an impact on this roster this year, but it's Skylar Thompson. I don't know what it's been. He's been the best QB out of him and Rudolph in this preseason. He's played longer.
I'll disagree with that.
Game 1, Skylar Thompson balled out. These last 2 games, like Rudolph, he had a bad pick today against the Panthers, and then he had a really bad pick against the Bucks last week. Compared to what Rudolph's done in the preseason, Rudolph is quarterback 2. Skylar Thompson has done one of 2 things, and I think it's up to Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin what they want to do here. Will Howard is hurt. If they start Will Howard on the IR, Skylar Thompson stays, and you get rid of Logan Woodside. Farewell. I couldn't care less. But whatever, or option 2, you just let Skylar Thompson get a job elsewhere. Make sure he has a job elsewhere, because I feel like that's what he will get a job as a backup no matter what on another team, the way he has played this preseason. But some fans, like, I'm not pro this, but a lot of fans are seeing like him as QB2, the way he's played over Mason in this preseason. Because some of these throws Mason has made, like I was watching I still have it on right now. And in the first or second quarter he threw a not good pick, and it was just right to a Panthers guy. I don't know what he was looking at. But then Skylar Thompson comes in, like, especially the first game of the preseason. He balled out. Like, he looked like a guy, even though it's preseason. I don't want to overreact to preseason. That's why I hate talking about it too much, because I don't want to get too excited about a third-string quarterback. But it turns into could he possibly have a chance to jump Mason Rudolph on the depth chart? I don't think.
0% chance.
But
Mason cooked his first game. Mason was great.
Skylar Thompson's made it interesting for the front office to the point where he might make the roster, and they might be stuck putting Will Howard on the IR to start the year until they can find out what they want to do, because they're going to run with 3 QBs. I don't think they're going to carry 4. And I feel like the plan was to have Rodgers, Rudolph, and Howard and hope either Thompson stinks or they can get rid of him. Sadly, Skylar Thompson, I mean, good for him, hasn't stunk, and he's looked like a good backup.
I think the Steelers and Skylar Thompson has to know that Skylar Thompson should know himself that, hey, I'm 4th on this depth chart. I'm only playing these games because Will Howard, whatever happened to him happened, hurt his hand. Skylar Thompson is using this as an audition, right? I think that's pretty clear. As okay, who won me? That's kind of what Skylar Thompson is trying to do right now. I don't think that per se. I don't think he has a spot on this team unless we want to go 4 quarterbacks, which isn't ridiculous to do just because of Aaron Rodgers' recent history, Mason Rudolph's history with injuries. You never know what's going to happen with Will Howard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, keeping him on a practice squad isn't terrible. I think that's what's going to happen here.
Then he gets poached.
True, but you could see I could see a reality where they keep 4 quarterbacks. Skylar Thompson, though, in the NFL, we've seen him play in the NFL.
Yeah.
In the regular season, he sucks.
He's played in the playoffs too.
He sucks, right? He's not a good quarterback. He's terrible. He's been throwing great footballs in preseason. He's been literally like dicing it up. So I don't know if he puts on black and gold and all of a sudden this guy's, the second coming of Christ or whatever, but he's playing 4th strings. He's playing guys from the PSAC. He's playing guys that, were D3 in some very some cases, but
good for him.
Great for him. And, I'm happy for him, but I don't think that there's a spot on this team. There's a chance he's better than there's a very strong chance he's better than Will Howard, right? We know nothing about Will Howard except for what we saw in preseason and Andrew Filippone's lies that he just posts on Twitter every week. This guy's terrible. Or this guy's the worst ever. That guy's the worst.
Skylar Thompson has played his way at least to a role with another team if it's not for the Steelers.
Correct.
He's played his way at least if a team, like if the Browns decided not to go with any of their 5 backups, Skylar Thompson's looked better than most of them. in the preseason, the way he's played. The
Sure.
Saints. The Saints, for an example, if they want, he could probably start for the Saints if they really wanted him to, because I don't believe in Tyler Shucks.
He's got his spot there. I mean, he's got a second string spot.
I don't believe in Spencer Rattler either. So, I mean,
True.
Good for Skylar Thompson. I'm very curious what they're going to do, because they can't put Will Howard on the practice squad because he'll just get taken. Someone will take.
Oh, you cannot put Will.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Insane. You could put him on the IR.
That's what I think they're going to do. And
but his hand is fine. It's a 3-week injury. Like, there's no need.
Yeah,
to do that.
and
I don't think you need to. Skylar Thompson hasn't lit the world on fire. We're 3-0, right? No, we lost.
They're 1-1 right now, but I could care less about. The thing is with preseason record, the players get subbed out every couple plays, so like I don't really. He's played the most, but it's like he doesn't start out these games. But yeah, that's kind of my guy in the preseason. It's funny we spent the first almost 5 minutes of this pod talking about Skylar Thompson. Love first down. But you want to talk offense now? Let's get through this.
Let's get to the offense.
They added some names.
Yeah. Do you want to go through that? I mean, I got the roster pulled up right here.
Yeah. So while you're pulling that up, let's run through this really quick. So the big additions, Aaron Rodgers at QB. Let's go through the running backs. Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, Kenneth Gainwell was an addition. They also added Mason Rudolph. Wide receiver room's kind of bleak, in my opinion. DK Metcalf was the big addition. They extended him as well. Scotty Miller, and then the other guys will be actual impact guys. Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, Robert Woods, some people think might not even make the team, which is interesting. The tight end room, I really like. Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, who they added in the Jalen Ramsey trade, Darnell Washington, then Connor Hayward at fullback and 4th-string tight end. And then your offensive line, Broderick Jones, Isaac Seumalo, Zach Frazier, and Ryan McCollum, Mason McCormick, and Troy Fautanu. And I would assume you're going to see some Calvin Anderson and Dylan Cook as well, along with McCollum and Spencer Anderson. That is your supposed starting 11 on offense. So where do we want to start with this? Do you want to start with Rodgers?
Let's attack the quarterback room first. So as of right now, we got four quarterbacks in the room. We just talked about Skylar Thompson. Aaron Rodgers, man. I mean, I know if you watch The Final Whistle, you've probably, if you're watching this, you've probably seen our show, The Final Whistle. I hate Aaron. I'm very strong. I do not like Aaron Rodgers. I don't like him. Like, I just don't like him as a guy. I didn't like him in Green Bay, but he's my quarterback, so I have to eat that, and I have to support Aaron Rodgers now. So I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm going to figure it out. Aaron Rodgers has been in the league since 2005, Nate, and he has been he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. First of all, there's no denying that. But what I think a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans, they think that we're going to get 2020 to 2022 Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, which was just winning MVPs. Like, he was lighting up the score.
That would be nice.
Goes to the Jets in 2023. We know what happens there. Has one play, tears his Achilles.
Carries out the flag.
Literally, carries out the flag. And then last year, played a full season. He played a full season last year, 17 games, and threw for 3,897 yards. He had a better year offensively than he did his last year in Green Bay. He had more touchdowns. He had less interceptions. He had more yards. So last year, Aaron Rodgers, people were saying this guy's washed, Nate, but if you look at the stats, his last year in Green Bay, he had a better year than his last year in Green Bay, which by 200 yards, by 2 touchdowns, 1 less interception, a slightly worse passer rating by 1 point, and a better QBR by 7 points. So do we, I mean, obviously we know we're not getting MVP Aaron Rodgers, but is there enough gas left in that tank? He said this is his last year. Again, it's Aaron Rodgers. Take everything with a grain of salt. But do you think he has enough gas in the tank to get these Pittsburgh Steelers a playoff win? Personally, Nate, I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I think he does. You look at those stats, he got those Green Bay teams had arguably a pretty similar offense to what happened in Pittsburgh. What's going on in Pittsburgh right now? It was probably better offense. You had Devontae Adams and Tucker Kraft and a prime Aaron Jones. So
more weapons too.
Yeah, probably a little bit better of an offense. And you had a decent offense last year in New York with Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. But this is the worst offense Aaron Rodgers I think has ever had in his career.
Yeah, and as you say that, the Steelers just ended up winning 19-10. Whenever I look at Rodgers, I'm with you. Like, I was not pro Rodgers. I think we all know this. If you listen to this many times, I've gone on so many rants saying why I don't want him on the team. But I will say he's slowly, like, I've slowly come to accustom myself and be like, I'm going to root for the guy. I'm rooting for the team's success, first of all. I'm hoping for his success. Just listening to him on these podcasts he's been going on. I was listening to Cam Hayward's podcast, and Cam literally said, I'm sorry for what I said, because he was the one, it was kind of awkward. He was like, he literally said, you either want to be a Steeler or you don't. But now Cam Hayward's the one holding out for a contract, but he did suit up for practice, so that's pretty cool. But going back to Rodgers, he seems like he's enjoying it. He seems like he's enjoyed playing for these types of teams. Like, he was a Green Bay Packer. He has this mentality. He said in the pod, he was like, I've played for the Steelers and Packers now, and throw in the Jets too, but the Steelers and Packers are two teams with fan bases that are just in these gritty towns. And that's something of a mentality he's had. Like, those are perfect places, I think, for him. I like him in the smaller market size rather than New York City or Los Angeles. Rodgers, he's not going to be MVP Rodgers. He just won't. Not with this wide receiver room, which we'll get to in a second, because that still worries me, and I want them to add a wide receiver 2 or another 3, if anything. But whenever I'm looking at this quarterback room, I'm very curious about what Rodgers can do, what version of Rodgers they get. I hope something bad doesn't happen, because literally week 1 is against the Jets in New York, the stadium where he got hurt week 1. That worries me, because like there is the whole, that turf, their grass they use, whatever it is, breaks feet, breaks ankles, Achilles, everything you want. That scares me for the entire team too. But yeah, whenever I saw the schedule come out, like they started against the Jets, Sunday Night Football against the Packers, I was like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is coming to Pittsburgh. They know it. And they got him. Now, I'm happy with what the QB room has looked like. I know Mason Rudolph, I just kind of was going after a little bit because of the preseason. But I mean, he's a solid QB too. We've seen him before. Skylar Thompson's in there. Will Howard's in there. I'm very excited for the Will Howard and learning under Rodgers, because I'm thinking about Rodgers teaching Jordan Love. But the difference between Jordan Love and Will Howard, Jordan Love was around 1 guy. Will Howard was around 6 guy. But the thing with Will Howard, he won a national championship going out of college. Yep. So I don't know what to expect there. That's kind of what I have on Rodgers. And I guess we can kind of talk about it more in our season preview or record preview. But I guess before we get to the wide receivers, I want to talk about the running backs really quick.
Yeah.
Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, Kenneth Gainwell, Trey Sermon. It is 1, 2, 3, and 4.
It's a terrible running back room.
I was really excited for it at first, and during this preseason, I have gotten a little bit, and have a little bit of anxiety about the running back room, and this is why. I'm really excited for Caleb Johnson. He hasn't really impressed me as much as I wanted him to. I understand it's just preseason. Like, when I'm at that game against the Bucs, you can see the comparisons of why he's been compared to Najee Harris. But at the same time, you can also say the O-line struggled. So I don't really know what to blame. Maybe he's just having a slow start, but then you'll see some bursts where he'll go for like a 10-yard rush. I want to say he's going to be better than Najee, but I'll say this, like, key losses of this offense were Najee Harris, George Pickens, and you could say James Daniels too on the O-line. Najee Harris at least was a 1,000-yard running back every single year. He was giving you 1,000 yards. Now, when it comes to running backs, that might be an overrated stat by now, because running backs you're kind of expecting at least 1,000 yards a year. But for Najee to do that every single season, that's pretty impressive. Now, Jalen Warren, let's go through this really quick. Jalen Warren, I really like, but he has injury concerns, and they gave him this 1-year, like, little tendered contract. Caleb Johnson's a rookie out of college. He's your running back too. Kenneth Gainwell he's a Super Bowl champion, but he's never been a running back 1, or I think he was like a 2 or 3 with the Eagles. I'm not expecting much out of him. And then Trey Sermon is probably just going to be, he could be cut. He could be not. I don't know. But like, when I'm looking at the 1, 2, 3, Warren, Johnson, Gainwell, I wouldn't be opposed if they found someone or found a sneaky little trade really quick to buff it up. But at the same time, that would bump Warren back to 2, and then your rookie to 3, and then you would probably cut Gainwell. So that's the interesting thing about this, where I think they're going to roll with this group and then add a wide receiver, if anything, before the season starts. But let me just ask you this. Are you with me with this? Like, are you anxious too about this running back room? Because at first I was like a little excited about it, the premise of it. But then watching about how it's gone, because I know Warren hasn't had many snaps in the preseason, of course, because why would you do that? But like watching Johnson and Gainwell in the preseason, I'm sadly not that impressed. Like, I understand it's preseason, but it's like I want to see something from these guys.
Yeah, I don't love the running back room. I think that we had something good with Najee, and like, listen, Najee did his time. I was a fan of Najee, but like, he didn't move the needle, right? And at this point, as a Steelers fan, I'm ready for. I was ready for a change, right? But like Nate, I don't think that any of these guys are needle movers. Jaylen Warren's ceiling is 900 yards.
Yeah.
Ceiling is 900. Like that would be like the best. I think that his floor is 500 yards.
And injuries.
And he gets beat out. And it's 500 yards. He sucks. Caleb Johnson's ceiling and floor to me is okay. Say he's a stud and he breaks out. Well, he's not going to break. He's not going to get he's not going to. There's no reality where he is the running back 1 until at least week 7. If he has to be like night and day, the best. It's going to be a split backfield until Jaylen Warren doesn't want to be here, which he's on a contract year. I'm pretty sure this is last year in Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they've just been tendering contracts. Yeah. It's been very weird.
So he's been like there, but not. Does this running back room, is it enough? I think it is enough, right? I think that as a split backfield, they'll do fine. They're both maybe 600 yards. Caleb Johnson might hit 400, 500. That'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
What I want to see is, can these guys catch passes? That's where Najee Harris, a lot of people slept on Najee. Najee was a great pass catcher on, bubble screens, run a Texas route. Najee Harris was a good pass catcher. Steelers have always had good pass catching running backs. It's what they like to have. Le'Veon Bell was probably one of the best ever at it. This running back room, though, I'm not sold on it yet. And here's why I'm not sold on it. Caleb Johnson is not hitting holes like he should. And this is a guy who we want to be a starting running back, and by next year, hopefully, or running back 1. You got to hit holes. And you look at a guy like Ashton Genty, who is a rookie. Now, I know they're night and day, but Genty didn't have a good preseason either, his first game. But Caleb Johnson, man, I just don't know if he's fast enough to be that guy. And I don't know if he's physically strong enough to be like Najee Harris made up for his lack of speed by being able to bounce people's heads off the turf. Literally, he would bounce. He just bounce your head off the turf. Najee was one of the best hurlers in the league, top 2. Him and Saquon, I'd say.
He had the power. He was a power back. Basically.
I think Caleb Johnson is a Walmart Najee Harris. And Najee Harris,
that's why he's tough.
And Najee Harris himself is a Dollar General Derrick Henry. So I think Caleb Johnson is a Payless Derrick Henry, I guess. Like he's not even that big. Najee was a big dude. But Najee Harris, you didn't take a picture with me at Slice on Broadway, so you know what? You're still dead to me. I hate you. Yeah.
I'm surprised you talked this good about Najee. You were hyping him up.
I had to throw that in there that I hate his guts.
So, I agree. Here's before we move on to something I actually do like, because we'll save the wide receivers for after this next one. If Jaylen Warren gets hurt, your running back room is then Caleb Johnson and then Kenneth Gainwell, and then Trey Sermon's your 3. That's what gets me nervous, because you're trusting round 2, I think it was round 3 for Caleb Johnson, because they didn't have a round 2 pick. But you're trusting Caleb Johnson, who the entire front office and Mike Tomlin were really high on. They were hoping he dropped there. And he did. They were getting worried about it. There were rumors that people wanted Omar to trade up to get Caleb Johnson because they wanted him so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So they see something. He's a Big Ten running back. Cool. And then you're hoping if maybe like Kenneth Gainwell, the worst case scenario is then Kenneth Gainwell getting a lot of snaps and a lot of rotation spots. That could be interesting. But something that I think is very interesting about this team and that I love is the tight end room. The tight end room, Danny, might be the biggest strength on this team and might be one of the best tight end rooms in the league. Let me read you these names. Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, they just added, Darnell Washington, then little Connor Hayward, who is kind of the fullback. But like you're looking at the top three of them. You got Pat, Jonnu, and then big old Mount Washington. One of my favorite Stillers on this team. I like to call them the Stillers. Now, Freiermuth and Jonnu are going to be the 1 and 2, but we got to see last year, like when Fields was here, they loved using Darnell. I think Rodgers is going to love using Darnell, and like seeing the stuff from training camp of him lining up on the O-line to help block, that would be nice because he is a perfect blocking tight end. Like Darnell Washington is a big guy, 6'7", 264.
Beast.
Like he signed one of my terrible towels at a training camp his rookie year.
Rich.
Bro, I looked up, like I'm good old 5'6", 5'7". And I'm just short me over there at Latrobe looking up like, oh my gosh, this dude's scary. Like I wouldn't want to line up across from this guy, but bringing in Jonnu Smith in the Jalen Ramsey, Minka Fitzpatrick trade, very good. I mean, he had 88 receptions, 884 yards, 8 touchdowns, averaged 10 yards a catch. I think that's pretty good, especially for a tight end too. And he also has connections to Arthur Smith. He's played with Arthur Smith multiple times, and that's probably why Arthur Smith wanted him so bad. They've clearly built this lineup around Arthur Smith and what he wants to do, and I think that's going to be using this 1-2 punch at tight end. And I feel like if they don't add another wide receiver, they're going to be lining up Jonnu Smith in the wide receiver spot. They're going to be using him and Pat Freiermuth in 2 tight end sets a lot. And you know what? That could open up something the Steelers don't like to use a lot. The middle of the field.
Yeah.
That Steeler fans have been begging for the middle of the field for years. I remember when Matt Canada got fired, Kenny Pickett threw a ball to the middle of the field. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, it exists. They can do it. And then it just stops all of a sudden. I don't know what the fear is about the middle of the field, but when they use it, it opens up so much more because you're not just forcing something to the sidelines. You can gain some yards in the middle of the field. It's not that difficult. But when you're looking at what you could do with Pat and Jonnu, and even Darnell Washington, because we saw him make some deep plays earlier, get in the end zone last season, get some touchdowns.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this tight end room. It's honestly the complete opposite of the wide receiver room, in my opinion. I don't think the wide receiver room is complete garbage, but it's like it deserves some tender love and care. But what do you think about the tight end room really quick? Because I mean, I don't have many complaints about it, if any.
I like it. There's one guy who I hate. Can you guess?
Connor
Hayward. This is the biggest case I think of nepotism I've ever seen ever. And it's nepotism
a fullback.
Yeah. Why is Connor Hayward in the National Football League?
He's
not good. Like
he's just going to be the fullback.
He was a running back. Where was he? Charlotte? That's where he was?
Michigan State.
I thought it was sure.
That
wherever.
Charlotte had that's where Alex Highsmith went.
He was dark green, whatever.
Yeah.
He sucks at football. Like he does a good enough job he doesn't drop the football, right?
No.
But as a tight end, you can't have a guy under like 6 foot as a tight end. Like that's unbelievable.
You can't be throwing to a guy under 6 foot in triple coverage every year.
Like, I mean, that's a little bit on the quarterback because that was terrible. But like, literally, I sure he's a nice guy, but we are keeping Cameron Hayward happy with that being on there.
When Cam Hayward leaves, I think Connor Hayward's gone.
Yeah.
But like he's here just to be fullback at this point. There is no reason if I get news saying Darnell Washington's cut for some dumb reason because the tight end room's too packed, I'm gonna be pissed off. Like actually, like why on earth? CBS Sports had an article saying sneaky guy that could get cut on each team. They had Darnell Washington as the Steelers guy. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why would we do that? But yeah, Connor Hayward, I agree with you there. Anything about the O-line, I don't really have much, except I'm hoping a big year for Broderick. He's the big X factor. I mean,
yeah,
they need to protect the run before. Like, do you have anything to add before we get to the wide receivers?
Not really. Like, I think it's a good tight end room. I think it's a little overhyped than what people are saying, but you know.
That's fair. Wide receiver room. I read through the names very briefly. I'll go through the ones that are going to get the most time. DK Metcalf was the big addition of the offseason, the first major move before free agency as well. They also extended him. Calvin Austin the third, Robert Woods, Scotty Miller, Roman Wilson. You're going to have Ben Skoranek probably there as well. I'm assuming Brandon Johnson, Lance McCutcheon, Keyshawn Williams, and Max Hurlman will not make the team. Probably practice squad guys. I know Lance McCutcheon had a touchdown tonight. But when I'm looking at the wide receivers I named, I honestly don't think Robert Woods is going to make the team because they've been using him in the preseason in like the late stage of the game. People have noticed, and that's where you give people some time just to get some tape.
Hold on here, Nate. We have
for other teams.
We have almost breaking Steelers news.
Oh gosh, on the first down. First breaking news on the first down.
Not breaking news, I guess per se, but
oh yeah, he was on the sidelines.
Derek Harmon, all smiles.
I did see this on the TV.
So that's nice to see. Derek Harmon looks like he's fine. He's smiling on the sidelines after what appeared to be a scary injury.
Yeah,
he started off the field.
Not happy.
If you tore your ACL, you're not going to be giggling with Cam Hayward and TJ Watt. Like, there's no way. Right?
Well, he had the towel on his head, like hiding his face, and his body, language didn't look good. But that's good for Derek Harmon.
Now, I wonder if it's just a sprain, something. But
hopefully, it was just a scare.
Yeah.
Like if he went back out and he's sitting on the bench, I think he's fine.
Sure, let's hope.
But we'll see what happens. But this wide is like what I was saying about Robert Woods. I honestly don't think he's going to make the team. Like if he's playing in the late stages of preseason games, that is literally time to get tape. Like here, buff up your resume. Like he's old. He's been on a couple of teams. He is literally the Van Jefferson and Allen Robinson of this year's team. Yeah. Like Robert Woods should not be basically wide receiver 2 or 3.
There should be there should be no way.
They need another wide receiver. I'm of course fine with DK. I'm fine with Calvin Austin. Roman Wilson then would probably go to wide receiver 3, but you need someone else. You need a name.
Do you know what just happened? Well, let me screen share again for you.
Well, what just happened?
It didn't just happen, but I mean, this is something that happened.
Please don't say Terry McLaurin.
Oh, you're gonna be pissed. Wow.
Gosh darn it. We're not getting Terry McLaurin.
This trade was this is the trade that let me see if I can zoom out here.
This came from Filipponi. Just so you know. This was Filipponi.
Okay, then it didn't happen.
The rumored trade, he said.
Jesus Christ.
Pat Freiermuth.
Okay, this is the proposed trade was that it was Pat Freiermuth, the second round pick for Terry McLaurin.
No.
I'm saying absolutely to this trade. There's no way the Steelers should have rejected that. Also, apparently, Mike Tomlin told reporters the first round pick, Derek Harmon, sprained his knee and the injury is still to be evaluated, per Adam Schefter as of 5 seconds ago.
Okay. I'm saying no to this trade because I want Freiermuth on my team.
Hell yeah to this trade.
Freiermuth's a valuable tight end.
But is he more valuable than Terry? Hell no.
Thing is, who's going to get the ball more, DK or Terry? They're going to start fighting over the ball. I don't
care about who wants the ball more. I care about winning a playoff game. Pat Freiermuth is not winning you any playoff games. You're fine with Darnell Washington and the glorious. You have Jonnu Smith. Why'd you trade for a tight end? We have the deepest tight end room in the NFL.
Because they want to run a 2 tight end set.
Why not go get not a generational receiver, but one of the best receivers in the league? You'd have the best receiving core in the league.
Here's the problem as well. Then you have to pay Terry McLaurin.
But you just gave DK the bag, and I think that's why you can't. It's not possible.
But the thing is, you have to leave cap space for the rest of the year when people supposedly will get injured. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's why the guy they had just visit, they didn't give him a contract, was Gabe Davis. I would have been fine with adding Gabe Davis because it would be cheap. But they didn't do it. They need to find something cheap. I think Amari Cooper is still out there. I'd rather get Amari Cooper at this point. I wanted Keenan Allen. I was all for Keenan Allen these last couple weeks we've been doing this show, but they didn't get him because he went back to the Chargers, I'm pretty sure. But I wouldn't do that because it's I don't think it would have been a fit. I mean, it would have been cool, but I wouldn't give up your starting number 1 tight end because he's over Jonnu Smith right now. And Jonnu Smith has some injury concerns as well. He's been questionable all offseason. I feel like he's hardly practiced as well.
Sure.
And Darnell Washington's never been tight end 1 or 2. He's always been in this background.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have done this if it was for extra picks and maybe an edge rusher. Maybe. But yeah.
Totally would have.
The overall wide receiver room, I think we can agree that it needs another body. clearly does. And they need to figure out a creative way to do that after this, because there's no more preseason games. They're going to have to look at other teams and say, hey, let's see what we can get. Because there was a rumor about Romeo Doubs. He's not going anywhere from the Packers. They've said they're not moving on from him. Their head coach said they're not moving on from Romeo Doubs. He would have been interesting. I would have been fine with it. I'm surprised Alan Lazard hasn't been a Steeler yet, because who always trades for Alan Lazard? The team that gets Aaron Rodgers. Like, that was the joke. Right when we got Rodgers, I was like, here comes Alan Lazard. That hasn't happened yet. Personally, I don't want Alan Lazard, but I don't know. What's your thoughts? I'm excited for DK, first of all. I'm really hyped. But they need a wide receiver, too. Like, Pickens, man, I'm going to miss Pickens so much, because Pickens
would make me sick.
Like, seriously, like, the Cowboys have CD and Pickens for Dak Prescott. Like, you could have had Pickens and DK, and then you can't double team. You can't double team either of them. They'd both be on one-on-one coverage.
We'd actually be so great.
But now DK Metcalf's going to be double teamed all the time, and you're going to have to basically throw to Calvin Austin, Scotty Miller, or Roman Wilson every single time. Most of the time.
I mean, if Roman Wilson can blossom, like I see him as more like a Jackson Smith and Jigba type receiver. That's what he feels like to me, is a guy like JSN.
Well, I would hope that also Calvin Austin can also blossom this year, because when Calvin Austin got drafted, people were like, he's so fast he can be like a Tyreek Hill type.
Yeah, I mean, he's fast, but he hasn't done anything with it.
Yeah, he'll put up like the second or third most receiving yards on the team, but I'm hoping with Rodgers, he'll be used a lot. Any final words on the offense? We took like a while on that. We still got to do a lot more.
Yeah. Do you want to touch on the line? I know
we kind of did that briefly. I don't really have much to add about it. It's just like, I'm hoping Broderick takes another step.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Zach Frazier year 2. I'm also excited for Fautanu. Hopefully he stays healthy, because you're actually playing Broderick on his own side, Fautanu on his home side. You're not changing it up, which is pretty cool. So I'm also curious about Mason McCormick, and then you got Isaac Seumalo. Hopefully he stays healthy. But yeah, you want to do defense now? You want me to read through them?
Let's do it.
Okay, your starting defense, if I'm thinking right, is going to be Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, Derek Harmon, if healthy, TJ Watt, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Alex Highsmith, Darius Slade, Deshaun Elliott, Juan Thornhill, Joey Porter Jr., and new addition Jalen Ramsey. Other new additions were Juan Thornhill, Darius Slay, and then, of course, Derek Harmon, that is. So this defense, man, the big loss is Minkah Fitzpatrick, but in that deal, they brought in Jalen Ramsey. So you traded a really good safety for a really good corner. And we've said a lot over the episodes last season and during the draft, it was like, we need a corner. They went out and got one of the best corners in football. Yeah. Jalen Ramsey. He's a dog. Like, he is a beast. He will talk the talk and walk the walk. This guy can play football, and he can play football good. And I'm excited for him to be a Steeler. He's always been one of those guys that I've been really anxious to see if he could become a Steeler. Sure. I'm really happy to see Cam Hayward's back practicing. He was all suited up. He hasn't gotten the raise yet. Him and Boswell were both back at it. Like, Boswell was kicking at the game I was at, which was pretty cool. He was doing some kickoffs and stuff. So it's nice to see them both back in there. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. My thing with Highsmith, hopefully he stays healthy. I don't really want to go position by position with this one. I'm kind of just rambling on these ones because, like, the groups aren't as set in stone because they're all doing different things. I'll say I'm really excited about Keanu Benton. I didn't even bring up Nick Herbig. He's not the starter. You got Cole Holcomb coming back. He's been playing the preseason, had that really nasty injury. It was funny. I was at the game against the Packers where he had that really bad injury that basically kept him out a year and a half. It sucked to see in person, but I'm really high on Cole Holcomb still. Jack Sawyer as well. Really like the Jack Sawyer pick. Other than that, I mean, I'm excited to see what Deshaun Elliott does at the safety position. Like, honestly, I really am. Minkah being gone, I wasn't really high on Minkah the last couple seasons, just because we were missing the splash play, and for how much money he was making and how much money he was going to want. You want to see the splash plays. But they were also playing Minkah out of a position, like, in an area. Like, he was playing center field, basically, if you put it in baseball terms.
Oh, my God.
So,
what is happening?
Uh-oh. But, yeah. You were playing Minkah out of position a little bit. So... Yeah. I'm very curious. He's back on the Dolphins, the team I think that he wanted out of in the first place. So, like, it's very interesting to see how that's going to go. But yeah, like I think Minka's gone because they weren't going to extend him or bring him back. They just didn't want to deal with that. That's my whole hypothesis. But yeah, I'm excited about Darius Slay. I'm curious about Juan Thornhill. He's had some ups and downs in the preseason. He's looked good and iffy. But yeah, Joey Porter Jr. as well. Hoping less handsy on some plays. Hopefully less flags, but that's just going to be part of his game. Patrick Queen hoping for a bigger. He has the green dot, so we'll see what he does in play calling. I'm excited for him. I'm really excited about Peyton Wilson.
Yeah,
that's kind of my defensive thoughts. I'll hand it to you. So I'm excited. This is a Steeler defense. This is what they're known for.
It's the best defensive line in the NFL, right? Would you agree with that?
I'd hope so if they're all healthy, the way how much money they're paid.
Yeah. I mean, let's look at it. I mean, they're running base 3-4 defense. Cam, Benton, Harmon, which he's fine, I guess. TJ, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Highsmith, Darius Slay, Deshaun Elliott, Juan Thornhill, Joey Porter Jr., Jalen Ramsey. That is disgusting. That's just nasty, right?
Yeah.
What I'm worried about, Nate, is that free safety position. Deshaun Elliott and Juan Thornhill. Not having a good safety is like so bad. It's brutal. But I think that if you can pressure the quarterback enough with this D line to where it doesn't even have time to throw a ball that would be over the head of a safety, I think Deshaun Elliott can get it done. Juan Thornhill,
iffy. But we'll see what happens.
Like, I don't love that, but like I love our linebackers, Peyton Wilson, Patrick Queen. Like that's so good. And
I'm excited for
Highsmith
Elliott as the number one.
Man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this defense, man. I think it's gonna be gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best in the NFL.
I want you to imagine this, and I feel like a lot of fans try to imagine this too. Imagine if they found a way to keep Minka. It wouldn't have been able to happen, but like, could you imagine the defense if they made that happen?
Yeah, that'd have been amazing.
They would have had Cam Hayward, the names of Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Patrick Queen, Highsmith, Deshaun Elliott, Minka Fitzpatrick, Jalen Ramsey. The big names.
Who's a guy on defense that like that you think is going to break out this year? I think it's Peyton Wilson. I think he's going to have a cracked year.
I have two if I had to choose: Peyton Wilson and Nick Herbig. I am so high on Nick Herbig.
I like Herbig.
You've heard my Nick Herbig stuff every single time we've talked about this. I know he got injured the game I was at, so I'm hoping he's going to be good. He didn't play today, of course, but him and Peyton Wilson especially, he was, I think, the best middle linebacker in college football. Like, he won the award at NC State for it, and then he fell in the draft because he was injury prone. So I'm very curious to see what he can do. Peyton Wilson screams future like guy to wear a captain patch. That's what he gives me, that vibe. And he seems like a perfect Steeler. It's him and Herbig. Derek Harmon. I love Keanu Benton too. They have some young studs on defense. But if Derek Harmon is also going to be good, hopefully he is good based off how he looked on the sidelines. He's the guy because he had a sack. I got to see him get his first NFL sack. It wasn't his official first career sack, but he got a sack in the preseason game I was at. He broke through the O-line pretty swiftly. He was a good D lineman in college. He was a beast. But when I'm looking at my breakout guy on defense, X Factor, it's honestly like the guy like I'm expecting to take a next step. Peyton Wilson, year 2. Nick Herbig, pretty sure year 3 now. I'm excited for those guys. So those are my picks.
What about a guy from Ohio State, Jack Sawyer?
Oh, I like him too. My thing with Sawyer, I think he's going to play a lot more special teams. Maybe more so.
He didn't look that good in the preseason, which concerns me.
Well, he got a tackle in the one game. It was like a tackle for loss or something. But like, I'm not expecting much from him in year 1. I'm expecting him mainly to be like a special teams guy. He's the backup on the Ross like depth chart on ESPN to TJ Watt. So he's going to be And then Nick Herbig is on the side with Alex Highsmith. So you're probably going to see Jack Sawyer on defense a little bit, but not that much. So yeah,
I want to see more Jack Sawyer. I think I would love to see more Jack Sawyer. Right?
Jack Sawyer can be electric,
but like I don't think he did anything in the preseason. He's the second string. He's TJ's backup as of right now. That's the guy you want to learn from, right? We talked about it last year with Justin Fields learning behind Russell Wilson. Now, obviously, they both left. I love that Jack Sawyer is learning behind TJ Watt. I think
the thing is, even if Jack Sawyer had a good preseason, where's he going to play? You're not going to start him over Highsmith or Watt.
Yeah, but you can stack the line and just get him in on some reps if TJ needs a break or something. And
even then, Nick Herbig's also been really good.
Yeah. They
have a good edge rusher room, man. Like, that and tight end, in my opinion, are the most stacked on this team. Like, this edge rusher room of TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Jack Sawyer, Nick Herbig.
Yeah.
Man, that's good. I'm very curious as well about the middle linebacker grouping of Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, Malik Harrison, Cole Holcomb. Those are going to be the four. I'm very curious about Cole Holcomb coming back. I'm very curious to see if Patrick Queen can continue what he did at the second half of last year. He was a lot better in the second half than the first half. I'm hoping that Patrick Queen can silence the whole Roquan Smith made him good mentality, because we got to kind of see that last year, and then he heated up a little bit. For how much money he's making, I'd hope he can take another step forward by himself. But yeah, him and Peyton Wilson can be a good combo. Peyton Wilson's had some moments in the preseason that kind of make me a little worried. But at the same time, it's like, it's preseason. I could care less. Some of these guys are probably just trying out things for the first time, just having some fun. But yeah. Anything else to add on defense before we get to like some team awards and stuff? No. I know we spent a little less time on that because the defense is literally the most hyped part of this team.
Yeah.
As always, but it also could be literally the most overrated part of this team. We see it every year. There's always some issues. So I'm hoping there's not money issues this year.
All right, let's get to team awards.
So you want to start with
let's go. Let's start with who's your rookie of the year? Offensive. I'll go offensive, defensive, MVP, and then DPOY.
So I'm trying to think, like, offensive rookie of the year. Looking at their draft class, I mean, it's probably your only choices are Caleb Johnson or Will Howard. I'm just gonna go Caleb Johnson.
I'm going Roman Wilson. I know he's not a rookie.
Oh, I like.
No, he's not a rookie, but he's my goddamn rookie. He's a rookie for me.
Snap against the Raiders.
Yeah, so he's a rookie to me. Okay, I can give him rookie of the year. If Ben Simmons got rookie of the year, I can give Roman Wilson a rookie of the year. Okay, Roman Wilson's my rookie of the year. Dang.
I like that. I'm gonna go Caleb Johnson. I think he's gonna have an okay season.
Defensive rookie of the year.
You want to go first for this one? Because I have a hot take on mine.
I like Jack Sawyer.
I'm going to go interesting here.
I think he's going to be good.
I want to take Harmon, but if Per se is going to be out for a while.
Knee scares me. Sprained knee.
You know what I'm going to take?
Who?
I'm taking Y.A. Black.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. He played for Iowa. It was a defensive college. He had a good play in the preseason game today. Forced a fumble. I thought I think he's going to be nice. He's a big dude. I'm trying to look that up. 6'5", 336 pounds.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's going to be sharing the line with I almost said James Harrison. Cam Hayward. I wish it was James Harrison. But yeah, I'm going Y.A. Black. I want to say Harmon. If Harmon's healthy, it's Harmon. I hope it is. But I'm going Y.A. Black just to pick something different. So those are
Who's your MVP?
Before we get to MVP, who's your offensive and defensive player of the year on this team? Let's go offensive first.
Offensive player of the year? Oh, man. I'm going to give it to...
Like, is it easy, cut in stone, DK?
I guess I'm going to give it to Rodgers.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
I'm going to give mine... I'll just give it to DK Metcalf. I almost said Pat Freiermuth. I don't know what it is. I think Rodgers is going to use these tight ends, double tight end set a lot, him and Jonnu. But I'm going to give it to DK. I think DK is going to have a solid year. And then I'll start out DPOY.
Come on.
I want to pick something different. It's going to be TJ. But I'm picking something different just to be different here. I'm picking Ramsey.
It's TJ.
I mean, it is TJ, but I'm picking Ramsey just to be different.
Yeah, TJ should win Defensive Player of the Year, like straight up.
Bro, I'm just so excited to see Jalen Ramsey play. I'm excited.
Do we think Jalen Ramsey's washed? I know people.
No,
Jalen Ramsey could easily be washed.
I do not think he's washed at all.
Really? I mean, I don't think he's been himself for a few years.
I think this is going to be a good set for him. Good defensive scheme.
Yeah. A 3-4 defense with Ramsey. He's going to be running a lot of zone. The Steelers run a shit ton of zone.
This cornerback,
Mike Tomlin's one of the best defensive head coaches in the NFL. Like I think this is a team, but Jalen Ramsey's another one of those characters, man, who just He's a dick.
They could also use Jalen Ramsey at the safety position. We're also forgetting about that.
You don't want to do that.
He might be doing.
Let's not try and reinvent the wheel here. I hate that when people try and turn guys that are already proven to be one of the best at the position and try and do that.
I'm just picking Ramsey to be different because I know TJ Watt's going to win it. I'm excited to see Ramsey, so I'm just hyping up Ramsey a little bit. But it is going to be TJ Watt.
All right, I'll give you my MVP.
Sneaky pick though would be Alex Highsmith. So
I don't hate that. My pick for MVP.
Let's hear it. Let me guess.
Chris Boswell.
Oh, okay.
Again, I think he was the MVP last year. I think we're going back-to-back Boz MVPs. We're not going to score a lot of points. Like, I don't think so. I think this is going to be a team that squeaks by, wins. That's how the Steelers win games. That's not a dig to the Steelers. I think we're going to be a good team this year, 10-win game team. But like we just find a way to win those scrappy games, and it's going to come off Boswell's toe. And he's one of the best kickers in the NFL. He's going to be my MVP.
Yeah. I don't want to pick Rodgers. I'm not picking the quarterback. So that would leave me between my DPOY and OPOY guy. I'm going to go DK over my DPOY pick.
Wow, okay.
I think DK Metcalf's going to have a good year. I think he's the guy. He's going to be the one fed by Rodgers. If they get a wide receiver 2, maybe I go the DPOY position because they might feed the wide receiver 2 a lot more because DK is going to have a lot of pressure on him. But I think if DK Metcalf stays healthy, this is going to be a big year for DK. I think he's going to ball out. Him and Rodgers had this connection. They practiced at UCLA earlier before he was signed. So before we move on to our going through the schedule, let's go. I guess, I don't know, X Factor / breakout, 3 guys each. Is there 3 guys that you're looking at, especially this season, as guys that you're X factors of this team?
I mean, I want to see Roman Wilson do something with his life. I would like to see that.
Yeah,
please. That's
one of mine. So we both have the same number 1.
Yeah. Peyton Wilson, I want to see him break out a little bit more.
Okay. My number 2 is going to be Calvin Austin. So 2 wide receivers for me. You got Peyton Wilson. Mm-hmm. I'll say my number 3 is also Peyton Wilson. So I got my 3 in a different order. Who's your 3?
Calvin Austin.
So we both have the same top 3 for breakouts X Factor.
Yeah.
I could also propose Nick Herbig, but it's year 3 now.
Okay.
Him and Calvin Austin are in the same little group there. But yeah, you ready to go through this schedule? I'll pull it up if you want me to.
Sure, go for it. Can we do like the predictor thing?
Yeah, we're gonna go through the entire regular season.
Okay.
And we are going to. Here, you're gonna have to bring that up. There we go. Perfect. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay.
All right.
So we're going to go week by week. Excuse the ads. I don't have ad blocker. We're only going to do the Steelers. Maybe we'll do this more so for the whole season on the final whistle. So we're going to go through the whole schedule. I think when we did this at first, I had 9-8. You had 10-7.
That was before Rodgers.
This was before Aaron Rodgers. So this is when we actually have a roster and set. They have all these moves. They brought in. That was also before Jalen Ramsey and Minkah Fitzpatrick. That trade. That was before Jonnu Smith. That was before everything. Basically, we only knew about DK Metcalf and Darius Slay at that point. So we're gonna go through this. If we don't agree on one, I don't know if we just want to have a quick debate about it.
We'll do the coin flip.
We'll do the coin flip. Well, I don't have an actual coin, so.
I have a coin.
Okay, so I like that. So Steelers on the road in against the New York Jets. Rodgers' old team opening weekend. Justin Fields against the Steelers.
There's no way that this is a revenge game for both teams, Nate.
Yeah,
but
I'm worried about it. It's a quick trap game.
I think it's a little bit more of a revenge game for Justin Fields, right? I mean,
he has a lot to prove.
Exactly, but I think that Jets team sucks.
I hope they suck because I'm now worried about it.
I'm picking the Steelers here week 1.
I am as well picking the Steelers, but it's like I could totally see them blowing it in week 1. If they blow it week 1, that's going to be the story of the season. It's going to go.
This set the precedent. Week 2 against the Seahawks.
Home opener.
Yeah, listen, Nate, I'm not
revenge game.
Correct. Back-to-back weeks revenge game.
How about the script already? They're hooking us up.
I'm giving it to the Steelers again this week, Nate. It's a damn good team. I think we're better than the Seahawks in everywhere. I'm still not sold on Sam Darnold in a new offense yet. it's gonna be the Steelers at home.
I'm going Steelers as well. Week 3, I'm nervous. I'm picking the Patriots. This is the trap game of all time. Tomlin is not good in New England.
We get banged around New England every time we go in there. Give it to the Pats.
I'm not excited about that game.
I will not. This game makes me sick. This game, literally, I have to wake up at 9:30 to watch the Steelers play professional football in Ireland. But I think we're more veterans. I like the veteran team here against the Vikings. I don't think I think JJ McCarthy sucks.
Can I say this about the Ireland game?
Yeah.
The script is there because it's the Rooney family tradition. They're gonna win for those Irish faithful Steelers fans. I hate that I have to wake up at 9:29 a.m. to watch a 9:30 game.
Yep.
So we're picking the Steelers. They better win. If they don't win that, I'm gonna be very pissed off all day.
Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Cleveland Browns at home. We are what 5? What are we 5-1 right now?
4-1.
Jeez, yeah, we're a little too good.
Loss.
The schedule's easy. Yeah,
this is a loss.
In Cincinnati, Thursday Night Football, it's a loss.
Can I say this about the Bengals stuff?
Yeah.
I'm worried about our games against the Bengals. I think if there's any team that could sweep us this year, it's probably the Bengals. Their offense scares me, and that's the type of offense that could probably expose the defense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going with the Bengals there. This is the part of the schedule, what we were about to talk about. When we did our original predictions, this is the 3 games that flip-flopped our entire records. These are the 3 games, the Packers, Sunday Night Football, the Colts, and the Chargers on the road. So 2 home games, Packers, Colts, Chargers.
Before we had Aaron Rodgers, I was like, I'm giving this to the Packers. Nate, Aaron Rodgers primetime at home against the Packers. This is the biggest revenge game out of any of them. Give me the Steelers.
Can I say this before I give my predictions?
Yeah.
If they lose 2 of 3 of these, they're not making the playoffs. These 3 games are very important because they don't have a late bye. Their bye's in week 5. Like I'm look at the rest of their schedule. Bengals, Bears, they should win. Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions in a row. The Dolphins aren't as good as these other ones, but like Bills, Ravens. This Bills game has shades of the Eagles game last year and the Chiefs game.
Gross.
Then the Ravens final week. But going back up here, I agree. I think we do beat the Packers, but I'm very lenient if actually they do it.
I think they do it.
Let's give it to them.
Colts.
Is 0-2 our last times. This is actually at home this time.
Give it to the Steelers, Nate. We're hot.
They finally beat the Colts.
Yep.
Good for them.
We're gonna lose, but we always win in California.
I'm pretty sure this is a Sunday night football game against Sunday night football against the Chargers. We beat the Chargers last year, but Herbert went in and out. They brought in Easton.
I'm giving it to the Chargers.
I don't think they win all 3 of these. If there was honestly, the loss they might take, in my opinion, is the Colts. Just the way I know this team, but I will give the win to the Chargers there. I mean, if Herbert's healthy, he's gonna whoop them. We're gonna split with the Bengals unless you think we lose. I don't think they do.
I mean, we've been stunned by the Bengals the last few years, but depends how healthy they are by week 11, Nate.
The Bengals have played good in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers have played good in Cincinnati.
Good. Yeah.
If there's a team that sweeps the Steelers, it's the Bengals. Mm-hmm. If Joe Burrow's healthy, I think he sweeps the Steelers. You want to flip the coin on this one?
All right, heads we win.
Yeah, heads we win, tails we lose. Let's just keep it as that.
Oh, I dropped it. Heads we win.
Heads. Okay. Bears, I think we win.
That's a win.
Rodgers owns the Bears. I hope.
Rodgers owns the Bears.
Let's take a look at the record. 8-3.
8-3. It's never happening.
I mean, that's realistic, I guess.
It's so not, but I love it. Let's keep going.
If we lose this game to the Bengals,
we can be biased. We can be biased on the first down show. Okay. Bills to win.
Whooped. This is the game that's going to start the downward spiral.
Oh, just you wait. Ravens loss.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
So the record has gone from 8-3 to 8-5.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their winning record streak. Let's talk about these 2 games really quick, especially the Bills one. I said before, this game has shades of the Christmas game against the Chiefs and the road game in Philly. Remember when we went to Buffalo a couple years ago? It was just straight BTA.
Yep.
This is going to be that at Acrisure Stadium. I hope it's not, but it's going to be miserable to watch on November 30th. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. That's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
Ravens game, it's in Baltimore. We're giving it to the Ravens.
I'm giving this Monday Night Football game, I'm giving it to the Dolphins, Nate.
Wait, did you say we beat the Ravens or a loss?
No, we lose.
Okay.
I think we lose to the Dolphins as well.
You think
December 15th? Oh, it's cold. It's cold. Tua can't win in the cold.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't win in the cold.
Sorry.
You think we were going to lose to the Dolphins?
I think it was in Miami. I think we lose that game, yeah.
Yeah, because I do remember Kenny Pickett lost in Miami a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It was a night game. I think it was Sunday Night Football, but I like that.
We lose to the Lions.
Oh, yeah, this is the Eagles game last year.
Yeah, this is the loss.
What's the record? Let's check a look. We're going in the final 2 weeks, 9-6. Oh boy. Yeah. Browns in Cleveland. They haven't been good in Cleveland.
We beat the Browns in Cleveland, Nate. Come on.
This is a big game.
Let's be real.
They don't beat them in Cleveland, man.
I think we beat them and we own Cleveland. We do beat
them.
Bro,
I can see the storyline now. Shedeur Sanders is starting.
It's Shadussy versus Rodgers. It's the Browns are going to be the worst.
I'll give it to you.
And I think we lose to the Ravens, Nate.
If we win that, we'd be 10 and win it. You're 11-6. Lose. You're 10-7.
I think we're 10-7.
You think we're getting swept by the Ravens?
I think this is week 18. I think both teams are resting their starters at this point.
Well, what if both teams are fighting for a playoff spot, like the division?
Well, then the Ravens are a good team, man. I just think it's a tough division.
Or if you think about it in this perspective, the Ravens at this point could be the 1 seed already and just rest everyone, and the Steelers have all their starters in. And that's how they beat the Ravens in the final week.
I guess. Sure, we'll give it to the Steelers.
You think it's the Steelers?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, that means we're 11-6.
Wow.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's possible.
If there's anything I'm looking through here, I'm worried. I'm looking at this Bengals game.
I think we split. We split with the
weeks 8 through 11. I'm looking at. These are the 4 weeks. Even that Bengals game, I'm counting in there. These 4 weeks. If there's a trap game I'm worried about, it's week 1. Week 1 against the Jets screams upset. It screams going into the Jets, going into MetLife and getting just walk-off field goal on. It screams Justin Fields game-winning rushing touchdown.
Please,
laugh at Mike Tomlin. But yeah, so we also have this very interesting 3-5 on the road. So we don't have them as a good road team. Of course, this isn't updated, the winning record and losing record, because we're not really doing everyone else's records. 7-5 within the conference, 4-2 within the division. We have them as 8-1 at home. Do we think we're going to be that good at home?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that also includes the Ireland game. So let's make that 7-1. 7-1 at home. I guess that's fine.
I like it.
But yeah, there's our record prediction. 11-6. Personally, if I had to change it, I'd go 10-7. I think they're going to lose one of those Bengals games or both of them.
Yeah.
If I were to fix something, I'd get swept by the Bengals, split the Ravens. That's my fix. But like I said, weeks 8 through 10, these are the big ones. Packers, Colts, Chargers.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. The Chargers are also probably going to be in the wild card hunt. So you have to win that game. But we have them losing on Sunday Night Football and on the West Coast. I'm going to stop sharing now. There we go. But yeah, that's our record.
Yeah,
there we go.
Do we have anything else for today? I think that's kind of covered.
We surprisingly got that done in about an hour. I was expecting like a 2-hour episode for the first one.
Jeez. Well, yeah, I think that's the first episode of the Final Whistle First Down. Hey,
as Chase Claypool did it. You got to do it like this.
Wow.
First down.
Well, yeah. That's it. So
Final
whistle first down. We're gonna keep doing the final whistle. Still, we don't have my schedule's getting ready for Syracuse. So once I get that down, we can have set final whistle days. Hopefully, I love the Tuesday Friday schedule. That was the best. That was so.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you all for tuning in. And
It was fun.
we'll see you next time on either the Final Whistle or the Final Whistle First Down. Thank
First
you
Down.
for tuning in.
Yep.
We'll see everyone.